Quote number 1. The whole difference between construction and creation is exactly this, that a thing constructed can only be loved after it is constructed, but a thing created is loved before it exists. This means that when you construct something, you make it and then you love it. And when you create something, you love it even before creation. Maybe that love is the reason why you create it. Most of the time construction is done keeping an end goal in mind. It is a result-driven process. In contrast to this, creation is process-driven. It is like a journey of an artist to creation of an art form. For example, in construction industry, buildings are built keeping a certain map in mind. It is known how the building would turn out before it is built. But in case of creation, for example, a painting, an artist is not aware of how the painting is going to turn out. An artist loves the art of painting and somehow tries different permutations and combinations of colors to come up with something creative. The final result may be very different from what the painter was imagining in his mind in the first place. In case of writing also, a novelist does not know how the novel is going to turn out. Writing a novel is like giving birth to a baby. A mother loves the child even before he or she is born and bears a lot of labor pain to give birth to him or her. By the same token, a writer loves his or her novel even before it is complete, which can take months or years. In short, construction is about the final product and creation is about the process. Quote number 2. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burden of it to anyone else. This means that people who help anyone even if in the smallest possible way or share selflessly are not useless at all. All these people actually make a difference in the world. One example of this are NGOs who help people in different ways. Some of them could be charitable organizations, service-related organizations, empowerment organizations, etc. There is a famous saying, sharing is caring. Sharing with your heart actually shows how much you care about different people and humanity as a whole. One type of sharing could also be of happiness. For example, different stand-up comedians crack jokes and make people laugh, which is also kind of sharing happiness. People actually feel a lot better after listening to them. One learning from this is that we should try to share as much as possible so that we can actually increase our worth in the eyes of people and ourselves. Quote number 3. There are dark shadows on the earth, but its lights are stronger in the contrast. This means that dark shadows are created by blockage of a lot of light. Scientifically, a shadow is created when a source of light is blocked by an opaque object. Shadow also signifies evil. So basically Dickens is saying that evil exists because there is blockage of a lot of good. Now there are two aspects to creation of evil. One is the intensity of good that is being blocked and one is the opacity of the person blocking the good. The presence of evil depends a lot on the bad experiences of the person and his or her conditioning at an early age. If we look closely at the childhood of criminals, we will see horrible experiences in that particular person's life. So whatever evil action a person takes, he or she takes it on the basis of a lot of blockage of good. Quote number 4. Nature gives to every time and season some beauties of its own, and from morning to night, as from the cradle to the grave, it is but a succession of changes so gentle and easy that we can scarcely mark their progress. This means that nature is beautiful in reality. There are 4 different seasons in nature and each season is beautiful in one way or the other. Every creation by the Creator is beautiful and unique in its own way. The existence of day and night and times of day are created by nature. The life transition from birth to death is made by nature. All of these are changes with time which are so subtle that we can hardly notice them happening. For example, a 5-year-old child grows into an 18-year-old adult. But we can hardly see the changes happening in a child. It is almost impossible to notice the changes in height and growth. Only after you see a small child after a long time, maybe 5 to 6 years, can you actually see a change.